Hello and welcome to the Boys Upstairs show. This is the Rams versus the Eagles.
Woo! Yeah.
All right, so the Rams coming off a big win against the Minnesota Vikings 14-win team that a lot of people lost money on. I know Cole was hurt in that game. I also was hurting that game. Eagles are at home. They are -6, totals 43 and a half. And we'll give it to Sean.
Yeah, so everyone was kind of hating on the Eagles last week for their performance. Even though they won, they just kind of looked flat, and they're going into halftime, and their fans were booing them, which is pretty stereotypical for Eagles fans. But regardless of that, I think they're gonna get their shit together and come out and beat the Rams. The Rams are a vet team. They got Stafford over there, but I just don't see it happening where they go into Philly and pull it out. They're a little past their prime, I think. And Cup is non-existent. He might get traded, perhaps the Steelers next year, which would be cool. Um, but yeah, it's the Eagles.
I think the Rams are going to come out here and put it on them. I think this is the perfect matchup for the Rams. The Rams receivers, everything that they do. Nakua, Cup. This is the game for the Eagles DBs to get tested. Darius Slay, Quinion Mitchell, whatever his name is, they're all going to get tested. So it'll be interesting. I think Stafford's going to get it done. I think the Eagles fiend on teams like the Packers who are inconsistent. They struggle to score at times. They struggle to
Shout
do.
out Packer fans.
Shout out to the Packers fans. Y'all thought y'all had one this year. It's not. It's not. It's not happening
Packers
this year.
fans were a little quiet this year. Didn't say much in the comments. I
That's
No
guess
because they
comments.
fucking suck.
maybe we were right.
No comments at all.
Oh
But
shit,
I
man.
think if the Eagles play how they played versus the Packers, the Rams are gonna kill them. They're gonna probably have if they put up 14 points in the first half. I mean, the game is typically over for the Eagles. They're a first half team or a second half team. So I think Stafford's gonna come out here, pick them apart, just dink and doink down the field. Probably win this game like 21-10. The Eagles have 10. So yeah,
I'm gonna go because I pretty much think the opposite. This is the battle of the two teams that absolutely fucked me this weekend. The Rams that beat the Vikings and the Eagles who had Saquon who wanted to go down when they were 1 point away from the over I had them at. So really fuck both these teams. But all jokes aside, I think the Eagles definitely going to win this. You know, Sean said it in a very long and lengthy monologue that went on for like 10, 15 minutes that you guys probably watched already. But I'll try to say stuff that he didn't say, which is not much. You know, the Rams, they blitzed Sam Darnold to hell, and he had no idea what to do. He was holding the ball for 30 seconds. He couldn't find anything. He was getting, D ends, D linemen in his face after half a second after snapping the ball. You're not going to do that against the Eagles. One, they have this thing that scientists call an offensive line, which the Vikings don't. So you're not just going to send like four people straight up the gut and they're all going to hit Jalen Hurts like they did Sam Darnold. Two, you can't confuse Jalen Hurts with the fucking blitz because he doesn't know what he's doing in the first place. So that shit doesn't affect him at all. He already had no idea what the fuck was going on. So he can't be confused with the blitz. If anything, he likes that. He gets to take off. But but yeah, that you're not going to do that to the Eagles. They had a good first playoff game, whatever. But the Eagles, they're gonna give it to Saquon. He's probably gonna have a great game. Realistically, the Rams have our straight front seven. If the blitz doesn't hit, they have their secondary is so ass. If Jalen Hurts can put a ball decently on the money, AJ Brown, Smitty, Dallas Goddard, whoever's out there, they're gonna have a game. I mean, the Rams corners are like Witherspoon, and I actually don't even know who the other corner is.
Pearl, Kobe
Earl, yeah, he's a
Durant.
safety, but he's like a box safety, not guarding nothing.
Yeah, Kobe Durant. He has a
Yeah,
good
oh yeah, Jacoby Durant, but like those aren't those. You're not like okay, let me go put Jacoby Durant on AJ Brown and we're fine. Like we have this game locked up. Like That's not happening. The Rams honestly got a really good round one matchup. The Vikings were probably the team a lot of people wanted to see. It was a 14-win Sam Darnold led team. A lot of teams probably wanted to see that first round of the playoffs. The Rams got it. It's a good matchup. They're straight front seven. The Vikings can't protect anything. McVay is definitely going to outcoach Sirianni, but I just think the talent difference is just a little bit too much. I am going to take the over in this game because Stafford's going out slinging that bitch. Stafford, he's slinging that bitch till the day his arm falls off. He cannot be feeling his shoulder. He'll start throwing it with his left. So I'm going to take the over, but I definitely feel like the Eagles stomped the Rams in this game. I think the Rams got a really good matchup week, wild card weekend, but I don't see a way the Rams win this game. So I'm going to take the Eagles in the over.
I just think that the Rams, considering everything that they do well, which is run the ball, play action, to then get it out to Puka Nakua and Higby and Cup, it's not going to work in this case. And we're going to have a little bit of white on white crime here today, this weekend, fellas, with Cooper Cup being matched up with Cooper DeJean in the slot. That's going to be pretty fun matchup to watch. Some white on white crime. You don't get to see that a lot. A white receiver on a white DB. I'm gonna give a postman take here. I think by the third quarter, we're gonna be looking at this game and being like, all right, when is the next game gonna start? That it's gonna be ugly.
So I disagree with what you guys have said thus far. I have a sneaky feeling about this Rams ball club. Um, if you look at the previous matchup between these two teams earlier in the year, Eagles won 37-20. Saquon might have had 250 yards on the ground. But I just have a sneaky feeling about this Rams team. I think they're getting hot at the right time. Um, I don't love six. Six is like up there with 3.5 as the worst number to bet in sports. And I don't feel confident enough to put it on my card. I'm going to take the over because, like I just said, the last game had a combined total of 57, and this is 43.5. I think the Rams probably will be down one score, maybe two scores, and have to throw the ball a little bit more than they might want to, which means that there's going to be points scored. Um, and I also have an angle on this game that is, not necessarily something that is quantifiable, but is relevant to me. We were watching the Rams game last week, me and my lovely fiance, and after the game, they're interviewing Jared Verse, who obviously had the fumble recovery for a touchdown. And Maya, who's like half paying attention, goes, "Oh, he's in the NFL?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "He asked me for my number at a bar freshman year." And I'm like, well, now I hate the Rams. So I am not going to put them on my card here, but I do have a sneaky feeling about them. And I love Puka Nakua, love Matt Stafford. He's a baller. Cooper Cup, like Nixon said, exciting whites. Only white wide receiver to be a triple crown guy. So I'm not going to take a team, just the over 43.5 here and fuck Jared Verse.
I'll follow you there, Tom. And this is an interesting one because I don't think a lot of people expected the Rams to get this far. I think everyone in their right mind thought it was going to be a set number of teams here, and the Vikings would probably be involved, and the Rams would be out of it. Yeah, they won their division. They came back from a shitty start, whatever. I totally agree with you that there's a little feeling about this Rams club right now that they've got something cooking, and it's nothing to do with anything that's going on. And obviously, all the best to everyone in LA, with what's going on over there. But there's some interesting little nuggets, especially from watching the games this week. And first of all, everyone knows, and I think you'd be lying if you say you don't believe it, that all season, and honestly, a lot of the Stafford McVay tenure, that their bread and butter has come off play action passes and kind of opening up that deep downfield, letting guys like Cup, Nakua run those routes and get open because they're better than a lot of DBs and they're going to get open and they're going to make those catches. The only real pass pressure that was generated, or yeah, pass pressure that was generated by Philly last week against Green Bay was from their outside linebackers. They didn't really have much stuff on the D line, so I'm not worried about the run game getting too much going for Philly. And DB wise, everyone wants to talk about Cooper DeJean for a variety of reasons, even though cool, he's white. Okay, let's not beat around the bush here. He's white. All
He's the
right.
white Jackie Robinson,
He's a
Sam.
normal fucking DB. He's white. All right. That's all
Dude,
there
he is
is to
good.
Cooper
That's
DeJean.
cap. You're
He is an
racist.
average DB who is white and is a punt returner. Okay. The real guy you should be talking about, who also happens to be, that is Reed Blankenship. He is a dog up there at safety. And that feeds right into the play action narrative that I was pushing, that safeties for Philadelphia have made quite the difference, and linebackers have been their kind of like their money on defense with the D line penetration from like guys like Jalen Carter. And when you're getting that play action going and kind of misdirecting safeties and linebackers, I think it can create some good matchups for the Rams offense here. And I'm also going to go with the Kyron Williams touchdown, although I didn't even say my original pick, but I'm going to go with the Kyron Williams touchdown here because in the red zone, I think we talked about it when we picked a Rams game a while back, but the statistics and the data of how much Stafford was relying on guys like Nakua and Cup and even like Higby and Parkinson in the red zone was just they weren't running the ball at all. It was straight pass, and you saw it last week where they ran a little Texas route with Kyron Williams, got him in the end zone. I forget if it was that like a screen or something.
Yeah, it
But I
was
think
roll out to the left, Texas route, throw it back to the middle. That was a pretty cool combo.
yeah, that was the play. It was a really cool design. Shout out McVay for that. But I think you're going to see some creativity like that in the red zone. Don't expect them to just throw little out routes and stuff to Nakua Cup because Vic Fangio, my guy, he's going to read right through that and he's going to have stuff set up for that. I'm sure he's probably watching that little play that they ran for the Williams touchdown on repeat. But I think Kyron's going to be used a little bit or a little bit more in the red zone as he has been lately ever since Kappa and Nakua came back. The Packers fucking suck. Everyone knows that. The Bears broke them. Shout out. But they looked horrible, and Philly kind of just got out to a little like hot start and then hung on. There was nothing really encouraging about Philadelphia. And you think you've got guys, you've got Saquon Barkley, you've got AJ Brown, you've got Devontae Smith, you've got Dallas Goedert, and they put up 22 or whatever points. There was no kind of feeling that you got watching that game that, hey, I'm just going to toss it up to AJ Brown and let him make a play. I'm going to toss it up to Devontae Smith and let him make a play. I'm going to use Saquon on this part, whatever. Their offense had like no identity, which was pretty uncharacteristic from Philadelphia's offense that we've seen all year. I expect that to change a little bit. And obviously, blitzing the shit out of the quarterback with a mobile guy like Hurts isn't going to work as well versus someone like Sam Darnold, who, like I said, just became Sam Darnold again. Um, and sorry, I'm going a little too deep into the like play by play of this, but it's an interesting matchup because I don't think it's anything that anyone really expected to see. But like Tommy said, going full circle here, the Rams are kind of getting hot at the right time, and the Eagles look like they're kind of stalling a little bit. And unless they can get those big plays where Saquon can just rush for 60 yards on a single play because he feels like it, and AJ Brown can jump through double coverage and make that catch. They don't have much structure on offense that makes them look super promising to be the much better team right now. And the Rams, with the weapons they have on offense and Stafford, who's been there before, you never know. So I'm gonna go with Rams +6 and a Kyron touchdown.
I want to pick the Rams because I hate the fucking Eagles. I think their fans are obnoxious. I think their coach is obnoxious. I actually like Jalen Hurts, even though he sucks. I think he's good. I think he's cool. He's a good guy. I also think Saquon's a good guy, but everything about the organization I despise. They're going to win this game and they're going to cover. I don't have a ton of in-depth analysis like others. It's just they seem like they figured it out and they got the missing piece, and that's Saquon. And when you can run the ball at such a clip, it's an invaluable tool, especially in the playoffs, and well, especially when you have a quarterback who sucks. So, with that said, I'm taking the Eagles to cover.
Shout out AJ Brown for making that guy have the number one best-selling book in America.
That too, man. Shout out reading. Let's
Pretty
bring
cool.
What was that
reading
book
in.
about?
I think it was called
It's like a self-help book, right?
it is called Inner Excellence.
Good for you.
Sounds like I'm definitely getting that right now.
Sean's about to order that book right now.
Right now.
Reading the book as we speak. All right, hey, tell your friends, like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.